How familiar are you with like SaaS companies?
Um, like I can take a stab at it, but I might not know.
Okay. Um, so you're not that familiar with it basically.
I mean, like I understand like the business model, but I haven't like really taken a deep dive into like their into the financials or anything.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess like what is the key difference between a SaaS company and your standard typical company? Let's start there.
Yeah. So like a standard typical company um, doesn't have the recurring revenue aspect that a SaaS company has because um, their business model, SaaS company's business model is built off of yearly subscriptions or potentially longer than that, where it's just which just recurring revenue, which I think is a lot of times why we see private equity firms like these SaaS companies so much because it's just a stable and consistent cash flow that's really predictable. I guess like that's another big difference I'd say is predictability because you have like a better forecast of what's going to happen because of the SaaS subscription versus like a normal company who might not have any like contracts or subscriptions like that. Might be a little bit harder to predict out their cash flows in the future.
Okay. So what are like, I mean, so yes, like more recurring revenue upfront, or not upfront, in general, more recurring revenue, more predictable. I mean, those are some of the benefits of the business model. What would you say are some of the um, downsides of building a company this way as a SaaS company, as opposed to like just kind of like a regular company that isn't recurring?
Um, I'm not sure.
Um, do you think SaaS companies are more profitable earlier on or less profitable early on?
Oh, okay, yeah. Probably less profitable because it'll probably take some time to like establish a customer base and actually have enough recurring revenue to become profitable. Um, because a lot of times, probably early on, you're having to spend a lot of money on like R&D or like I guess just like paying your software engineers as well. And if you don't have enough contracts for that recurring revenue, it's going to be hard to be profitable early on.
Okay. Hey guys, we're gonna get back to the content in just a second here, but before we do that, I just want to ask a quick favor from you. So we don't really promote a whole lot of anything on the channel ever, but if you feel like you're getting value from this, the one thing that you could do to really, really help us out is to just share this on your socials. So specifically, what you could do is go on Instagram and share this on your Instagram stories through a screenshot and make sure to tag us at Wall Street Mastermind. Or you can also click the share button down below just to share this on any other social media platform as well. All right. Now, if you feel like you're getting value from this and you want more content like this, also make sure to click the subscribe button down below. That will just make sure that we can continue to get more of these useful tips into your feed on a weekly basis. And yeah, really just help us promote this through word of mouth. We really, really appreciate it. And with that said, let's get back to the content. So, hard to be profitable early on. And also, it's harder because you're, it's recurring, but it's recurring because you're collecting less upfront, right? Like you're not collecting the entire thing in one go. You're just collecting on a monthly basis. Like instead of saying, "Hey, I'm going to charge you $1,200 to use my product," I might charge you $100 a month for 12 months, or I might charge you $50 a month for the next 24 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, R&D, sure, like that's part of it, but actually, like sales and marketing is also a part of it as well, right? Like, in fact, the big thing with SaaS companies is what you have to figure out how much do you have to spend to acquire each customer, which is, they call that what, CAC, right? Or customer acquisition cost. And then how much are you getting in return for every customer that you acquire, which is like, how much value is that customer going to, how much are they going to pay you, which is a, that's called lifetime value, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And do you know, like, for SaaS companies, like for a SaaS company to be considered healthy, what should the relationship between their CAC and their LTV be? Do you know the answer to that?
It's a lifetime value versus customer acquisition cost.
Yeah.
I guess you would want that to be as high as possible, because you would want.
Yeah, sure. Of course, you want
yeah.
it to be as high as possible, obviously, but like, what is like kind of the minimum threshold that you would like to see?
In terms of like numbers.
Yeah, like as a ratio, for every dollar that I spend to acquire this customer, I want them to generate at least X dollars of profit for the business. Like, what's X?
I mean, I guess like 2x, 2 or 3x would be pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually 3x.
3x.
So that's kind of like the metric that a lot of SaaS companies get evaluated by, which is your LTV to CAC ratio at least 3 to 1?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more customized advice that's tailored for your specific situation, then I invite you to book a free strategy session with our team at the link below. We'll talk to you soon.